Hello again guys, this video is going to take you through how to use PEE Plus to a skilled level. Okay, so just to make sure that you can get the skill, that you're able to do it before really you start to explore excellence in your work. Okay, really quickly, getting skilled up in PEE Plus, we're learning to understand how to reach a skilled level, and we're going to understand how to use a framework to make sure that your writing stays on track, to make sure your writing is focused, really. Here is an example framework that you might use, and these are the sort of phrases that you can use in your writing to make sure you're writing to a skilled level. First of all, this is your point. Okay, so what you might say is one way that the writer. Now here you've got to think about what your question is. Now if your question is how does the writer create excitement, that's what you put in. One way that the writer creates excitement is, and then you finish off the sentence. Now that's the trick though, isn't it? What do we put there? What do we put when we're finishing the sentence? Well, these are the sort of things that you need to look out for. Okay, look at your text, look carefully, look for these four things. Is there example of imagery? Words or phrases which put a strong picture in your head. You know, descriptive phrases that stand out to you really. Can you find examples of strong words being used? Can you find examples of particular verbs or adjectives being used? And what about sentences? Can you find any examples of short sentences being used for dramatic effect? Often if you get a short sentence it can be quite dramatic in expressing what the writer's trying to say. So we're back to our frame. One way the writer creates excitement is, for example, by using strong verbs. But you've got to have a look at the text. You've got to find out from the text that you're reading what is used there. Carrying on with the frame, we then go for example, and you give a quotation. So that's where you quote it. Oh, I would say as well, watch your sentences. Each of these things is a separate sentence. So one way the writer creates excitement is by using strong verbs, full stop. Then you give your example, your quotation in quotation marks. Then you try and explain it then. This shows that. And look, if you look back at the other video on PEE, it'll give you an example of doing that. If you want to go on a little bit, then you can try and extend your explanation. The use of the word something suggests that something. Right, so let's have a look if we can do this in action. I'll show you this being written out. Okay, I'll make up the text though. One way that the writer uses language to create excitement in what should we have? Skeleton key is. Now what I would do is I would just highlight that and make it italics to show that you are using the title of a novel. Is by using strong verbs. See the full stop, I've got the full stop there. For example, when Alex is running away, it says he sped through the street. Okay, I'm going to keep this simple, so just call it he sped through the streets. This shows that it is an exciting scene and he needs to get away fast. The use of the verb sped shows that he is in a big hurry. So there's an example, and this is what you've got to try and do. Okay, don't worry if you can't do it straight away. It's something we're learning to do, and it doesn't matter if you haven't. It's something that you can't expect to be able to do straight away really well. But we're going to try it, have a good go at it, and just try and stick to the framework that we're writing to, and that will help us to achieve skilled paragraphs.